this course, I have gained a lot of insights. I gained insight on how to incorporate multiple cultural perspectives into my classroom through my interview with Ms. Thorcell. I have gained a lot of insight on the use of technology in education, whether that be through the exploration of multiple social media accounts and getting ideas and resources from them. I also gained the insight of the importance of my own presence on social media through my professional LinkedIn account and creating that. And I also gained insight into how AI can be used in the classroom and how it's not just a bad thing that can be used. Finally, I've gained insight to government policies on education and how they influence teacher autonomy, student outcomes, and the accessible curriculum that we as teachers have. These insights have definitely influenced my teaching strategies. For one, my interview with Ms. Thorcell has kind of shaped the way that I've changed my class in Algebra 1. She really inspired me to start using those real world examples and help me connect them to my students' interests, their work, their family lives, stuff like that. And I can see that that's made a huge difference. I've also connected with a lot of educators on LinkedIn, especially the one guy that I talked about in my assignment, James Tanton. I've started showing his material as warm-up or bell work or whatever you want to call it to my advanced geometry kids, and it's been really fun to see them use their brains and work it out and use math in a different way. My perspective on key issues has definitely evolved. My perspective on cultural competency has evolved since that interview video. I'm much more aware of what it is and how it can be used in the classroom. And how it can be used to reach all of my students with those diverse backgrounds, especially as an Algebra 1 teacher. I can also see how AI is super useful in the classroom. I used to think of AI as a bad thing or a way to cheat, but now I can see that it's a really important resource in education and it can be used to help teachers out a lot. Finally, I've begun to ask myself questions how can I make this lesson more valuable to my students, or what can I do to make this more engaging, because that's the overall goal here. And I've challenged myself to either come up with ways to make it more engaging, or just research ways on social media or on the internet that have already been made. I plan to apply these insights in my classroom to an even further level, just by getting to know my students more and making the curriculum and instruction more applicable to them and more engaging. And also just, again, using those resources that are already out there and not necessarily putting all this work on myself to come up with them on my own, but rather using social media as a source to help me out in that regard. Our final assignment in this course is to develop and design an innovative educational concept. And I really want to use what I've learned throughout this course to help me design that. I want to incorporate and draw on some of the topics we have covered, incorporating ideas how technology like AI can be used in the classroom and can help inform those classroom instructional practices. And I also want it to be super inclusive and touch on the ideas of cultural competency and directing instruction to all of our diverse learners in the classroom.